So this is Caelan's Catalyst Connection. So uh, going off what I just told you, which, like I
Mhm.
said, it's 24 minutes long that I told you before I recorded, which is what I do. Um, some of the ways that I felt very impacted by you specifically was you'd come in to work out to have fun. You're always like, once again, which is not always the typical, I'm going to work out to have fun.
Yeah.
So that in itself is always like, I appreciate that because that's not always the norm.
Mhm.
You were also very approachable, and you have I always felt a push pull with confidence with you,
Mhm.
in that you were striving to be more confident. Most times you were confident, and you would do stuff that just kind of made you feel good for whatever reason. And at the same time, you were vulnerable enough or authentic enough and honest enough to be like, yeah, I'm definitely not a finished product with comfortable with myself.
Mhm.
And like I said before, is you would share some of that with me. Now you didn't, like, sometimes you would get more in depth and stuff, but I never felt the need to push you, or like, because when you felt like you needed to stay open, you stayed open. And
Mhm.
one of the things I've realized as a commonality between all the people I've done these with, it's they've had a level of trust with me to share stuff with me that may or may not be what they share with everybody.
Mhm.
I don't think so usually. So that's part of the reason why I took. I was very honored, and like I said, I was very appreciative and felt privileged that you shared stuff with me, that you were authentic with me, that you stayed open on bad days, that when you were when you'd be mad during something, it's not super hard to see, and I really really wanted to honor that by being available to you. And then when I saw, excuse me, during the summer, you really pushing hard to, and most of them were at home workouts because, of course, Michigan COVID, like it's 2020 last year. You were just like, this is what we're gonna do then. Guess what? I'm on the side. I think it was the side of the pool or something, and I'm
Yes.
gonna work out, and I'm gonna show the humanness and the flaws, but also the progress, the process, right?
Mhm.
And I think that in itself, like we were talking about the process, for being younger, you connected quickly. I'm not gonna say easily, but you connected quickly with this is a long game. I'm not going to suddenly be boom, have the best glutes that I've ever wanted, because sometimes you're still like, I love your post when you're looking back, like, is that any better? Is that any better? Like that one when you went pre legs. Oh, hey, legs, after legs. I loved it because the the vulnerability, one of the things that I love about being able to do this is the relatability of vulnerability. People tend to think of it as weakness. Like,
Mhm.
oh, if I show them, that means I'm weak. To be able to share vulnerability in the open yourself up for negativity from haters. Basically, like, we understand, you know, I've been listening to a lot of Brene Brown and about vulnerability, and you know, people tend to criticize others when it's surrounded like by their shame. So something that they can possibly see shame in themselves, they'll instantly be like, "Whoa, redirect, redirect." And I for the most part, honestly, I have not seen you ever do that.
Mhm.
Now, I think sometimes you've come in and you've been quite quiet, or when I would like hang out, you'd be a little more quiet. I was pretty positive you weren't giving yourself pep talks about what a wonderful person you were and all the amazing things you'd been doing.
Yeah.
But what I was very aware of at the time is you would like that was your vulnerability to me and where you could meet me. And
Mhm.
so I didn't want to. I always was very grateful, like I said, for the emotional, spiritual progression, maturity to be able to be like, all right, here's where I am today. Like, this is the best version of me you're getting right now. And if I'm not going to punch you in the face, but if you try, I'm probably going to punch you in the face. And so I was like, okay, I seen you lift. Like, you could do that. It hurt me bad. So I'm going to be cool with it. Like, no biggie. Um, and like I said, to me, what is so impressive is, and I'm not claiming that you're like figured everything out and you're like, oh man, I'm so far over the hump of, the beginning. I know it doesn't, I know, but you really embraced the process, the journey, however you want to call it. And you tend to show yourself, at least externally, or you did to me, some grace in the amount of progress you would make. I know it's different internally. I know when there's no video camera and there's no accountability externally, the conversations tend to be different sometimes. I'm aware.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you really are, I don't want to say brave because people get freaked out with that word and I don't know why, but you're baller in that you don't always you've never always just shown highlights.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what life is. And I think that's what has made me so drawn to you as a human and as a person. And yes, it's amazing because when I say, okay, let's lift heavy, and you're like, I'm already ahead of you. It makes me look like I'm a great coach, which I did nothing. And I was like standing here. I was like, I'll get your weights so I can be part of it. Like, that's fab.
Mm-hmm.
But what resonated with me is your willingness to share the good, bad, and the ugly of the journey. And when I saw that one post, it wasn't your last post, but it was the one where you said, all right, so I don't know what happened, but you went, all right, here's 8 months ago, here's progress from where I am. And it's
Mm-hmm.
funny because from a coach's standpoint, I don't know from a layman's standpoint, but like somebody who isn't a coach or doesn't maybe necessarily know part of your story or how you looked and how
Yeah.
they're going to look at both of them and go, all right, she went from pretty awesome to really awesome. Like, oh, so hard.
Yeah.
But I understand to an extent. Yes, it's your accountability, and I don't know your reasons why you decided to go ahead and get back on the sharing authenticity train, but I really appreciate it,
Yeah.
and that's a big reason why I wanted to tell you that is because whether other people say it's made a difference to them or that they thought it was awesome, I do.
Mm-hmm.
And, having some sort of experience of knowing you for the last, I think, 4 years or something, or
Yeah.
maybe longer, time is irrelevant. I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing that you're still in the journey
Yeah.
because not a lot of people are. And I also selfishly then got excited when you said yes, you would do this because then I'd be like, sweet, now I can catch up and ask all the things and find out all the stuff.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I really wanted to let you know that I was very grateful that you allowed me to coach you. That was like, I felt pretty awesome about that, but I felt even more proud of you that, well, and grateful, but more proud that you've continued, however slow or fast the progress has been,
Mm-hmm.
you have continued that self growth and that progress. And so that's basically it. I mean, I could go back on and like all the stuff
Mm-hmm.
and all the things, but for the most part, um, those are the main points I wanted to hit. Like like I said, I don't know why you decided to say yes at this time. I don't know why you said because I think I asked you like in summer, but
Yeah.
I'm
We'll
not.
get to
Yeah, I
that.
like this. I'm okay with. Excuse me. It's going to happen when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So, and one of the things that being a coach in your situation, having been a coach, and at some realizing like it's kind of weird because you've given me many opportunities like, okay, coach me. and you understood, you've known me, so you're like, okay, coaching isn't just going to be about like lifting right now or my technique or the fact that I don't want to do snatches. Like, okay, it's going to be like, can we just like pick up and can we do deadlifts? Can we squat? I'll squat, dude. I'll squat all day. Like, it's 20 different types of squats. Let's do it. Overhead squats. Okay, no, we're out. I'm out. Like, I need a protein drink right now.
Pretty
So yeah, I mean that's in a nutshell. Sorry, I'm trying not to fall off my chair still.
good.
You know, I think I would love, and this from a selfish standpoint, is I love that you allowed me to be part of your journey up to now. I want to let you know I would love to help you be part of your journey from now to whatever that looks like, and I want to learn how to hashtag and learn how to do things so that people can funnel to you so that it's not just for me, because I feel like you have a lot to offer, and I think you're getting more comfortable with like maybe that's real. Like,
Definitely.
maybe I won't minimize my potential all the time, which can be scary.
Yes.
Which I've literally seen you do that before. Almost make yourself smaller to fit into whatever.
Yes.
And I think that's what screamed at me when I saw that video. It was, you were like, I'm not going to make myself small anymore. And that's so exciting.
Thank you. I seriously like appreciate that. Like that means a lot. Like I don't know. I just like it's crazy that we met 4 years ago and like we're still in contact. Like even though like I don't do CrossFit anymore. You're not at that gym anymore. Like we're still in contact and like God bless Instagram because that's basically how we're in contact all the time or here and there. But yeah, you seriously like when I walked into CrossFit, I was like not really expecting like much. Like I just was going with Liz, a random day just to try it out. But I just feel like the way you like approached like me, Liz, and Cassidy, like you were just like so like open and like ready to help us, like just like be strong. Like I don't know, I've always been strong, like physically, but I've never knew like how strong I could be. And you were just always hyping us up. Like and you were like the foundation of where I got like my love for lifting like heavy things. Like you seriously,
Oh,
and you helped me with form. Like, like you were the reason why I can even lift and not like I squat still all the time. I still do all my compound movements. You won't catch me doing any clean and jerks or snatches, but deadlifts, squatting, benching, still doing all that. But like you and Jason, more so you, because we always worked out with you, like, and with all the stuff that happened with Jason, like you just helped me give the smallest cues and it changed everything for me. Like, I don't know. I just feel like if I never met you or ever went into that CrossFit gym, I would have never like been confident enough to go into a commercial gym and like squat on my own. Like I just like you really like led me into the path of like being okay with lifting heavy. Like I don't know. I feel like there was a point where I was like, oh, like I don't want to be bulky. I don't want to be, all that stuff. But like seriously, like you were the reason I got into lifting and like that's why I'm still doing it because it makes me feel good. And so yeah, you for sure are the reason that I am still here today, still lifting. Like I would not be as like knowledgeable and experienced about like those heavy compound movements and like yeah. So definitely take some credit for that because you're so humble and you're like, like I don't know, you're just humble about how you coach people and which I love. Like you've always been like that, but you are the reason that I am as strong as I am today. For sure. And like I think that's amazing.
thank you so much.
You're welcome. But I mean, I can give you a whole like rundown of the past year, like the
You know
pandemic.
I'll take whatever you give me, so it's fine.
Okay. Okay. So let's start when the pandemic hit. So obviously, gyms closed. And I would say I was like pretty upset, but I was like, I'm just gonna take this time off from the gym. Like, I'll still go on like daily walks, do some little at home workouts, all that good stuff. And I have like a parking garage at my apartment complex. So I would like go up on the roof of the apartment complex parking garage and I would do like HIIT workouts there, which I don't love. Like, I don't love HIIT workouts, but it was something to do because, I didn't have any weights. Um, and then in April, me and my ex-boyfriend of like 3.5 years broke up. Yeah. So I'm in a pandemic, gyms are closed, just got out of a relationship, and I'm just like, I'm sad, like, and the gym was like my safe space. I feel like gym is just always where I've gone to release anger, stress, anything. And I didn't have that really, but I still continued to work out, do my at home workouts, doing the best I could because gyms in Michigan were basically closed from like March to August. Is that right?
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day, March 17th.
Like what? Oh, so and like I didn't really have any friends that had like at home gyms or really like any of that. So I just had kind of had to do my own little thing. And I started to like dabble into like just like more like yoga Pilates based workouts. And like I liked it, but it wasn't giving me what I needed. Like, I don't know, there's just something about picking up a barbell. You know how it is. Like that's just so empowering. And although like yoga and all that is great, it just wasn't giving me what I needed. But then, so a couple months go by, I'm still doing fine. I'm very I overanalyze myself, my body, my mind. I overthink everything.
It's a
And
problem with being intelligent.
yeah,
I hear. People have told me.
yeah,
I've studied.
I'm seriously like, just being a woman in today's age, you're always thinking about your body and you're always criticizing yourself. And I could see my body changing because I wasn't lifting like how I used to. And I think my body responds really well to lifting heavy. Like that's just what I like to do. And when I feel like when you're happy doing something, it's gonna change everything in your body. So I started seeing my body change a lot, losing muscle, but also gaining weight. And there was multiple reasons for that. Like over the summer, I was back home. I wasn't in Grand Rapids anymore. So
Because
I was
school
just hanging
closed,
out.
right? Did your school close?
Yes. Yeah. So
Okay.
everything went online. So I was just kind of hanging out back home. Yeah, my parents have a pool, so I'd work out by the pool. That was fun. But then things started to go a little south. I just kind of stopped like working out every day or like mostly every day. Um, Not going on like walks anymore, mostly just like going out with my friends, drinking a ton, like just binge drinking like multiple times a week and just
Oh, really?
yes, like we would go on a boat and just like, you know, you know how it is. So, and just eating like crap. Like when you drink, you're more prone to eat like, you know.
Yeah.
So just a couple weeks of that kept on going on and I can definitely see my body changing because I'm in a bathing suit and all that. And there became a point where I was like, I won't go on the boat. Like I hate the way I look. Like I was just so
Oh,
uncomfortable in my own skin. Like I had never felt like so like far away from myself. Like I felt like I just wasn't myself, like simply put. And it was scary because I could see myself like taking it out on like my parents and my family. I don't know why I'm getting emotional.
it's okay.
Yeah, but
You get me almost crying, so I'm.
I know I think I haven't really talked about this like with many people, but it was weird. Like I just really was not myself. And like,
You did not honor who you actually are. You just
yeah,
didn't.
I was just falling into these really terrible habits and like it was just weird. Like I'm a very like disciplined, organized person. And I feel like with losing school and losing being on a cheer team and just like my routine, I just felt like, oh, this is the first time in my life I can just like do whatever I want. I didn't have a boyfriend. I could do whatever I want, you know? So like I stopped like journaling every day, which is something that really helps me. I stopped working out basically, and I stopped just like fueling my body. Like I've always loved like eating healthy for the most part. I mean, I love indulging here and there, but like I just was eating like total crap, and it just like caught up so quick. But like there came a point in like August when I was going to the gyms again because I had found one that was open. And I just remember like one of my first few workouts back, like I was almost like resenting like lifting heavy. I was like, oh no, like it makes me so bulky. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. Like lifting is the reason that like I have like achieved like my physique, and like I had just thrown it out the window. And I remember like squatting like 135, which is like, you know, like that's like my warm up now. But like I remember squatting 135 in like August, and I was like, this is so hard. I literally like I was like sweating so much more than usual. Like I it takes a lot for me to get a good sweat in, but I remember back in August, I was seriously like dying after like one set, and I was like, what happened?
Oh,
But like I mean, it was
yes.
4 or 5 months off from the gym. Like, what do you mean? What happened? Like,
You
you
weren't
lost.
taking care of yourself, man. You were not doing anything that
Yeah,
made you who you were.
exactly. Yeah. So I remember, I like distinctly remember those first few workouts back, and I was just like, damn, like I really lost it. And like I have like videos of myself from back then, and I'm like, it's just crazy like how inflamed like my body was, like in my face, like everything. It's just like it's so crazy. But so August, me and my friend from back home, we tried to start the 75 hard challenge, which I'm sure you know about.
No.
And you don't know about the 75 hard? Really? Okay. I'll give you a little spiel of it.
Okay.
So I can't, what is his name? Andy. I don't know his last name, but his name is Andy. And he created this challenge that's like pretty well known. And it's 75 days. And um, there's like 5 goals for it. So you have to read for 10 minutes every day, do 2 workouts. So one inside and one outdoor. Each have to be 45 minutes each. So 75 days, no rest
That's
days.
dedication. Okay.
Yeah. I think drinking a gallon of water and following like a diet of some sort. So, oh, and you're not supposed to drink on it either. So, like no alcohol. So, me and my friend attempted to do this. I did not finish it, but it's okay. That's okay. It was like what I needed to start out with.
Yeah.
Um, but I didn't work out 75 days in a row with no rest. Like, and like I would go to the gym, and then we'd go on like a 45-minute walk together, which was really nice. And I
It's
feel like that
awesome.
led me into like the headspace that I needed. But for me personally, I think it's a great challenge, but like working out, no rest days, like I really appreciate a rest day now. Like for 75 days, I mean, some people can do it for sure. That's great, but I did not finish it. But it's definitely a good concept. I think I would give it a go again. But like in this, like you have to do it in the summer because, like, can you imagine taking a 45-minute walk in the cold right now? Like, no.
I can
But
imagine it. I don't want to, but yeah, I can imagine it.
I
But
mean, yeah,
yeah,
that's like the mental aspect of it though. Like
correct.
mentally hard.
Correct. And but like you said, it getting into the headspace of the purpose is to prove to yourself, okay, commitment, routine, the stuff that you are naturally drawn to
Yes.
anyway. So it was a reminder as opposed to like, oh, this is life changing. You were like, oh crap, I already do this stuff. Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah. It's just like what I needed to get back into a groove that I so then
Plus doing it with somebody
yes,
is
and me
helpful.
and her are so close, and we both struggled with the same thing over the summer. Like we just lost ourselves, and like it was like what we needed. But then once I came back to Grand Rapids because school was starting back up, my gym over here opened back up, and I started going back like seriously like 5-6 days a week, like because my classes are online, and I have so much time on my hands. So I'm like, oh, I can go to the gym literally whenever. So I'm gonna go during the best hours of the day, like 1 to 3, because nobody's there. And like that was just like the highlight of my day, like every day for like the past like 5 months. And like at first, like I like once I started getting back into the gym over here, I like was feeling a lot better. My strength was coming back, and I was squatting like 225. I think by October, which was like great for me because I was like, wow, like 135 was hard like in August, and now I'm like I can do this for reps.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, okay.
Oh, that's right. I am like strong. Okay.
Yeah, and I was like that was like what I needed. Um and just like being back in like an environment like where I'm independent and I'm making all my meals for myself, like all grocery shopping for myself, which I love doing. Like I love cooking for myself, and I don't know.
You like taking care of yourself.
Yes, I do.
And that's
That's it.
and it's it. I mean, it's your in from a psychological standpoint, it's because you're more whole when if I'm with somebody, it's because it's a choice and not a need.
Yes.
And you, for months, it sounds like, gave up on that and was just like, oh, and I'm not even saying 2020 wasn't an excuse. Like, it was valid. It made it tough, and yet you're in Grand Rapids, but you're online.
Mm-hmm.
But because you value what you value, you choose to do, then you're like, dude, now I can work out and like cook for myself, take care of myself. And so to me, that is huge growth. And I want you to realize, hopefully at some point you rewatch this because you literally told from April-ish to September.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe 9 months. And then you said October. So within
Yeah.
2 months, you're pretty much back to, oh, that's right. I like myself. I'm going to take care of myself the way I like.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a long journey. 2 months is not a long time. I'm not the smartest. You've had conversations with me, but I can do math to say it took you 5 to not be super happy and 2 to be like, oh, that's right. That's
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that like just even like seeing myself like be able to squat again was like it was just like the best feeling. And I remember I like to record myself like at the gym, and well, I don't like to, but it's good to do it. And with my Instagram page that I'm trying to get back into, because I've had that page since sophomore year of college. Yeah. But I archived most of the posts, and I don't know. I was always so afraid of like what others were gonna say. And I was like, oh, like if my body isn't perfect, like nobody's gonna take advice from me. Like, no. So I had to come to terms with that. And like I'd post on it here and there. Like I posted on the summer a little bit, when I was in a good
Yes.
spot in the summer. Not when I fell off the rails. But um
And I feel guilty that I didn't make more of an effort to ask, hey, how come you're not posting as much?
I feel like it's just like it's funny because like I have like I have my two Instagram accounts. So the fitness one and then just like my personal one where I was probably posting like on my personal one,
Mainly
like
about
oh
clothing,
having fun, but yeah,
clothing on the boats, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I
Which
mean
I'm not mad. I like both those things.
yeah, yeah. So like I don't know. I feel like even for myself, like at the time, like I didn't realize how bad I was struggling. Like you don't realize it in the moment until you can reflect on it. Like I really didn't realize like what I was doing was so unhealthy for my mind, body, soul, everything. So definitely when I came back, like I also spent a lot of time alone here just because I had gotten 3 new roommates and I wasn't close with them. Um, but we have great relationships now this semester, which I'm super thankful for. But I spent a lot of time alone last semester, like because my old roommates were older than me and had graduated. Only one of them is still in the Grand Rapids area, which I'm very close with, but she doesn't live with me anymore. So it's not like a convenient option, just always
Yeah.
there. So I spent like a lot of time alone, like a lot of weekends alone, just like going to the gym, just kind of doing schoolwork and like focusing on myself, which I think is what I needed because I was surrounded by so much in the summer and like overstimulated with like,
You were living other people's lives.
yes, exactly. That is the perfect description. So once I came back and had all this alone time, I feel like that's when it clicked and I was like getting back to who I really am. And I feel like I didn't even realize like my physical progress um until like December. I had like I don't know what I was doing. I was at the gym I go to back home and I was like in the gym like afterwards and like I hadn't like worked down like a sports bra like in so long just like cuz you can't my gym here you're not supposed to work out in a sports bra just cuz it's a YMCA so they don't really like that. But like my gym back home they don't care. And like I like took off my shirt and I was like wow. I was like what the heck? I was like what
Wait
happened?
a minute.
I,
Cause you, like, one of the compliments is very easy to give you. You have nice arms.
thank
That
you.
shirt is very good but it's like I'm okay telling you, being a woman, you have good shoulders and nice arms.
Yeah.
Some people are like, wow, that's a weird thing. And I'm like, do you know how hard that is to get like that? Like,
Yeah.
that's not just, oh, I did Pilates twice, and Pilates is hard. Like, I'm not, yoga is hard, but it doesn't, it's different. And I love that.
For
So
sure.
I like that. Yeah, because honestly, it makes me, I got emotional you talking about that because you were so not being true to you.
Yeah, and I was just, like, so mean to myself. Like, I just, like, remember, like, it all changed in, like, June, July, August, and I was like, "I don't even recognize myself." Like, I genuinely, like, I don't look like myself. Like, I'm like I was just, like, so unhappy, and it's just, like, crazy how it can happen so quick. Like, if you just stop caring for yourself and like that's why I'm so big on like self-care and like self-awareness and like journaling and all that because I'm a mess without it. It's like my rock for real. So, but I'm trying to think. But yeah,
Now you're in your last semester at college, yo,
yeah, and I'm
or at least
like
undergrad.
shit is getting real. Excuse my French, but like wow, like and I have to kind of figure out like what I want to do. And I'm definitely nervous, but I'm excited. And I think I refound my love for fitness and just overall health, wellness in general. I've always been passionate about it, but I definitely lost it for a minute. And I think like with my account, it like helps me like stay accountable. Like I want people to know that like not I'm not a perfect human and obviously there's flaws, but I also like I get like DMs from like people from like my high school or just like people that I've been friends with like in the past and they'll be like thank you so much for like motivating me to get to the gym and I'm like honestly that's like all I want like just to motivate one person like that just means a lot to me and I'm like that's cool that just like an Instagram story or just an Instagram post can do that for someone like that's just crazy.
And one of the things I don't think you, it's, remember I don't know if we were talking about this here, but almost making yourself smaller
Hmm.
because of other people, fitting into other people's idea of what you should or shouldn't, or what you can or can't.
Yeah.
Part of that is ended in February, or I believe it was February. So But once again, your entire adulthood was somebody else's opinion was partially going to be ingrained. I
Yeah.
mean, and it's not like he was always bad or he's always good. It's just it's human, but it's tough. And
Hmm.
one of the things that I've done the same with is, to me in my head originally I was like, man, that this is weird to like reach out to Caelan, considering like I was never at her house. I was like, most of our time spent together was at the gym or getting that one smoothie that
Oh
you
yeah.
guys talked me into. That I was like, dude, I was picking stuff out of my teeth for like an hour. And it tasted okay, but I was like, why am I chewing this smoothie? It's like weird. And you guys are like,
Yes.
um, but I feel very strongly that your potential impact
Hmm.
is huge because you, like I said, because you value your weaknesses or flaws or whatever, whatever you want to call them. That's where people connect with. People don't connect with perfection.
Yeah.
People connect with struggle. And, for me, I would really, really encourage you to not limit yourself, because that's part of the reason why when, I saw you were like, yeah, I'm going to post more and I'm going to, I was like, yes,
Hmm.
because the, I see part of your value, which of course is only the part that I've spent time with you, and even that I can see how much potential and impact and value you have. And so then it does make sense that when I would reach out to you at that time, you were like, no, no, I'm in the abyss of my self-esteem right now, and you're talking about me being like impactful and like helping people and sharing my story. Thanks, but no.
Yeah. But it's
That
for
makes me feel better that I'm not completely insane.
yes. It's for the best that we didn't do it in the summer, like,
Yes.
because I have literally grown. I feel like I've aged mentally like 10 years. Not physically though, but like, like I just feel like I've aged so much since that time frame. And like I've always been a mature person, but wow, like it's just crazy what 6 months basically of like focusing on your literal like well-being can do for you. Like it's just crazy. But yeah, I definitely want to keep up with like posting and all that good stuff. And I think this is like great, like what you're doing. I think that's amazing. And like I love that you're like, I don't do this to hear like what you say about me. I do this so I can let you know the impact you had on me. But like obviously I already shared like the impact you've had on me. You've led me into this path. Like you've led me into being a strong woman. Like I just like I can't
That
thank
makes
you enough for
I
that.
appreciate that.
Yeah. And I'm like so glad that we've stayed in contact because you really did. Like you led me into all this. And I'm like, and now I can walk into most gyms. I still have like going to new gyms makes me kind of nervous, obviously, but like now I can like walk in with like my chin up a little bit and I can be like, I know what I'm doing. Like these men, these random men staring at me don't scare me. Like I know what I'm doing. And yeah, I think that's like really powerful. And like just like
That's
how,
huge.
yeah, just like the gym like has seriously like saved me like so many times. Like and I just it's crazy because like I've always heard this phrase from one of my favorite influencers, like she's a fitness influencer on Instagram and whatnot. But
Who? Make sure you give her.
oh, her name is Whitney Simmons.
Okay.
She definitely also had a big impact on me, like when I was a freshman in college, kind of getting me more into like the bodybuilding style rather than like CrossFit workouts. But she always says that like the gym is always going to be there. Like take time off when you need it, but the gym will always be there. Like you need to take those rest days. You need to take time off like when you're on vacation or something. Like you don't always need to be in the gym. And like that's so true. Like the gym will always be there. And it has always been there for me. Some people have not always been there for me. the gym has. So like the gym and me,
And you know who else has been there for you? Hasn't always treated you as well? You.
yeah, for sure. At the end of the day, you always have you. And that is something I'm really learning to um be secure with. I need to realize that I don't need a man to make me whole. I love my friends and all, but like at the end of the day, like it's you. Do it for yourself and all that. So, and like another note on just like my physical and mental transformation, um I've there's been periods in my fitness journey, like from basically starting at CrossFit in like 2016, I want to say 2017,
Yes.
2017 probably.
When did you
Started.
graduate?
When did I graduate?
High school.
2020.
So yeah,
Yeah,
2017.
yeah. So because I like went in the spring after my cheer season had ended.
Yes.
Yes, because I needed something. I need something to do because cheer
Yes.
is done. So, but there's been so many points throughout my fitness journey where I have gained weight, I've lost weight, I've felt really good in my body, I felt really strong, I felt really weak. And I've just like learned that like at like the end of the day, like it's a marathon, not a sprint. And like you just kind of have to accept that. Like I feel like it really clicked in my head in like September when I was like, okay, like I'm seeing my body like slowly change, like keep it up, like don't stop, like consistency over anything. Like you just have to be consistent and you will see results. So like that's a big thing. I think like a lot of girls especially get into working out and they're like after a week of like treadmill workouts or something, they're like why am I not losing weight? Also like worrying about the scale. No, I barely weigh myself. I did a couple like 2 weeks ago for the first time in probably like 2 years. And I was like, okay, that number means nothing to me. Like it's nice to know, but it's like it's just like focus on how you're feeling internally, how you're looking externally. Like,
And a woman, I mean, how much can you change within 30 days if you're doing the exact same thing?
yeah, exactly. So
Like, you guys don't have it easy. I'm well aware.
yeah.
Like, I remember one of the first conversations we ever had, which was so funny. Every time I see high waisted anything, I start giggling because you're the one that said that. Because you had like some super cute new shorts or something like
Yeah.
that, and you were like, I can't remember. You and Liz were talking or something like that. I went, oh, what about this? You were like, or maybe Cassidy, and you went, oh, I will only wear high waisted,
Yeah, I'm still like that.
which is okay. But it's just made me giggle. So I was like, okay,
It's
because
just
I'm like,
but
she realizes she's high waisted, and it actually goes up higher than it goes down her leg. It goes up higher on her stomach than down her leg, and her sports bra is like a sports bra. But I was
yeah,
like, dude, but that's what I liked because you were just like, no, this is what I like.
yeah.
I like
So
how, like me, I unicorns. Dude, this is
mhm.
what I do. Like, I'm 47, and like Allison sometimes will ask me, hey, do you want to sleep with a stuffed animal? I'm like, yep.
I love
So I
it.
make my bed, and I realize it's kind of strange, maybe, that, my bed's made, and on top of my pillow is the stuffed animal my daughter lent me for that night. But I went,
It's okay. It's
it
fine.
is
I
okay.
have one
Because
on my
guess what?
bed too.
Well,
So
yeah, but it's okay because,
I don't know if you can even see it. He's right there.
yeah, I do see him.
He's
What
a
is he,
little
like,
off.
is it a smushmallow or whatever it's called?
Oh yeah.
That's why I got a 12-year-old girl.
I love
She's
that.
got one. It's a shark. It says, "I'm Jossum."
I love that.
I was like, okay, that's fab. So then, what are some like goals you have? Like, what are you thinking? What's your degree gonna be in?
Yeah, so I'll be graduating in April with a degree in marketing. So I've always been interested in like business, like like entrepreneur stuff. But yes,
Because you're also very intelligent.
yes, and I'm very like I don't know, I'm just like independent. So yeah, I'm
Yes.
marketing was kind of like always interested in me. I took like a marketing course in high school, and I was like, that's like what I think I want to do. And I also did like a little internship with my friend's mom who owns like an advertising agency. And I was like, this is like the route I want to go. So with marketing, there's so many routes I can go. I
Yeah.
want to move back to the east side of Michigan. Yeah,
I mean, cool, whatever,
yeah.
whatever.
I do like the west side, but I just think the east side is like home for me, and I just really enjoy like the Detroit area, and I think like working for a company in Detroit would be really cool. But that's kind of where I'm at. I don't have like specific companies like picked out and whatnot, but being in the marketing department or even just working for like an advertising agency would be really cool. And in the summer, I had thoughts of getting certified in personal training. Never followed through with it, but I think
It was the
after,
summer.
yeah, I think after I graduate, because I would start like doing it right now, but it's a little much with classes. But I think I want to get certified in personal training, because yeah, I've always been like, because I used to coach like at cheer camps over the
Yes.
summers. Yeah, so I've always been good at coaching and leading people. So I think I want to use my degree, marketing degree. That's that. And but I also do want like a little like side passion, basically call it that. And I do want to get certified in personal training. And honestly, it's going to make me more knowledgeable at the end of the day and it'll help myself. But I do want to train people because I just think I want to train girls specifically because I just think like it would be really cool to see somebody, flourish from like I don't know any ages, but coming from somebody that's like not confident with their body and like teaching them how to lift heavy and all that would just like make my heart really happy. So that's my goal for after I graduate. I want to get certified in personal training. And I've always talked about it, but like I've just never followed through with it. But I think like just like the past like 6 months showed me that like I can do it and I would be good at it because I am good at coaching and I am good at leading and I just like
And your market audience. Like
yeah.
who you it's wonderful if other people get something, but you to be able to be focused enough and be like, I want to target girls. That's huge
Mhm.
because that's, you know, 70% of knowing what you want to do is like, well, who do I want to do it for or to
Mhm.
or
Yeah,
with?
yeah.
I
Mhm. So
appreciate so is before we end, and I don't want you to get off when I end,
you're
but
fine.
is there anything else you want to say? Because I love that you're finishing on your goals. Because
Yeah, I mean,
where what happened, I think where you went off, like you said, the rails was you went goalless.
mhm.
And then you're honestly you just weren't honoring what you truly wanted because you're
I would
like, well,
wake up and go through the motions is basically how it is. And it takes a lot for you to realize how down bad you were. Like it takes a lot for you to realize that you weren't taking care of yourself. And I think I am a self-aware individual and I just think that
you
I'm
definitely
very
strive to be for sure.
yes, and I think I'm just like I'm happy with like where I'm at right now, but I'm also like really excited to push myself even more and just not stop like bettering myself. And I just like I think that would be really cool to help better other people too with, some certifications. So I'm not just like saying I'm claiming all these things. Like I want to be
Yes,
a valuable resource for people
yes.
at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm so excited. And I feel like the pandemic, like I don't want to just like blame stuff on the pandemic because, you know, shit happens, but I think like a lot of people can resonate with being depressed during the pandemic and just not being their true authentic self. And it takes a lot for people to come out of that. And I know so many people that have like been down and then come up from it. And I just think like 2020 was quite the year, but it really was like it was crucial. It was like what I needed, honestly. So yeah,
That's perfectly put. Thank you again for taking this time with me.
of course.
Remember, do not hang up, please.
Okay, I'm not going to.